Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
What do you get when you mix two white boys, both named Mike? A thing for Justin Timberlake and a piercing above your eye. Was he high? Their stories alone could make you cry. That's when you want to make your Irish goodbye.
Oh, it was you the whole time,
It wasn't
it,
me,
you son
but
of a bitch.
but I did just take credit for it.
I know, that's fine, you did. We got over here, we got some Stroop waffle. Is that you, Alex? Did you get these?
I did.
Is this your fun way of admitting that they exist?
It was my apology for
dismissively saying to me last week that they don't exist.
Yes.
In a confident tone.
I'm sorry.
It does. This is great. I'm gonna eat. I don't even think I even ate it, but I
can
know
back
what they
you
were.
up. They do exist.
You know what these
I've
are.
had them in Amsterdam, where they're from.
Yes.
Yes.
They are from Amsterdam. But you do. Well, let's welcome everybody to another episode of Irish Goodbye Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Mike Feeney, being joined, as always.
Mike Cannon. I feel too American.
Yeah, that's great. Armed Forces Entertainment.
I felt like a
Somebody
lot of judgment on the
troops.
A train heading in here because I'm like, just fucking shaved head and like real militant white guy in an American flag
I feel like
t-shirt.
that's like an
Who let this guy in
Aeropostale
here?
shirt.
Yeah, it's what?
It's like Aeropostale's like patriotic line.
Yeah, I commercially bought this.
Like I feel like
Yeah.
Didn't
you're wearing
participate.
cargo jean shorts underneath.
Yeah, the Armed Forces is so much smaller than the entertainment part of it.
Yeah, also so hurtful. Here I am thinking, deluding myself that I could steal valor and pass for an armed forces
Right.
member, and she's like, "Looks like you bought it from fucking Aeropostale."
Did somebody salute? Did anybody salute you?
No. A bunch of people gave me a dirty look though.
All right. Well, why don't you introduce our guest?
It's also that could be some internalized stuff that I'm just going through
I
personally.
think you need to buzz it a little shorter.
You think so?
Yeah, to like really double down on being a part of the armed forces.
I used to, every time I took a driver's license photo, I used to skin it and just look like fucking what's his name from American History X.
How
Edward
many
Norton?
driver's license photos have you
I've
taken?
had 3.
Every time.
That's how many DUIs I've had. And we're on to the
Perfect
races.
for the show. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're so excited. We're welcoming our guests from the Girls Gotta Eat podcast, Ashley and Rayna.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Super fun.
Thanks for
happy
having
to be
us.
here.
We're excited to be here.
Yeah, and we met on at Winklevoss's birthday party.
Yeah,
The twins
which
were
we've
there.
talked about. Yeah, with the Francises and his fucking that was.
And his
Did
get
you
out
guys feel like
situation?
it was just? It was a very white party.
We were trying to Irish goodbye that party.
Yes.
We were Ashley, I was like, Ashley, I can't even pretend to talk to any of these people anymore. This is so boring.
Yeah,
and
the bartenders in captivity. It's a whole weird vibe.
there was
Oh,
a super
yes, that's
boring
what the
girl.
one-
Yes, it was terrible. This girl was like telling me about how she left college and she just like has this super rich boyfriend that takes care of her, and I was like, this is so uninteresting to me. It's so we met you guys on the way out the door as we were Irish exiting this
goodbye.
party.
Yeah.
See, I just had an argument with somebody, Des Bishop, who will be a future guest on the show. He spends a lot of time in Ireland. He said it's officially an Irish exit and not an Irish goodbye. An Irish goodbye supposedly is when you just say goodbye to people forever.
Cut him out of your
All right,
life.
New show.
Yeah, new show. So I guess, guys,
We've
this is
already
gonna be a
made
4-hour
T-shirts,
episode.
so we have to. We've committed to the title, but well, fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah,
It's
there were a lot at
interchangeable.
that party. A lot of salmon shorts with like just barely there
Yes.
tan lines.
It was like a Hamptons theme, but it
Yeah.
wasn't.
It was like people that tell you they went to college like in this little area in Boston. You're like, you went to Harvard. We get it.
What? Yeah.
It's
you
a lot
know?
of people that take helicopters to Montauk from the city.
Right.
You know
You got to beat the traffic.
Yeah.
It
That's-
made me wish I was doing cocaine because I bet there was good cocaine at
That's
that
a good
party.
call.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In a helicopter on the way to the Hamptons. That's how
that's
I
how they
want to
got it.
ride. I'm just going to hate on those people until I become those people.
Well, you're there.
Almost.
Yeah.
Not quite
Until
yet.
I finish becoming that person.
Well, do this podcast a
Guys,
few
we
more
still
times.
fly coach. We're still relatable. You know?
Yeah.
That's exciting. Nice.
Yeah.
But extra leg room. So.
Yeah.
But with-
I mean, economy comfort. Let's be real.
Oh, you got the Comfort Plus. That's a good.
Comfort.
That's exciting. So, Rayna, I am going to Byron Allen you because we were just talking about
Please.
drugs. You
Yeah.
just said you got your first drug dealer.
Yeah, I recently started smoking pot again.
Welcome. Oh, again. Okay. So how long's the intermission been?
Like I smoked pot in college. Like my
Okay.
roommate was like a weed dealer.
Yeah.
He delivered sandwiches and pot. So
That's just classic. Every
Absolutely.
girl I knew growing up that smoked heavy weed had never paid for it once in their entire
Why?
life.
Right.
Yeah, that's how you know you're ugly.
Yeah. I suck dick. Why did I pay for drugs?
It's very true.
If you're a girl paying
Yeah.
for drugs, sorry, you're 6, maybe.
You have misused your vagina, ma'am.
That is true. Every girl who has ever been like, I'll roll the blunt has been like Marla Hooch.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyway, listen to our women's empowerment podcast.
I can be empowering and still tell you to suck dick for things that you want. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the power out of the dick.
Yeah.
Did
And
you
I
stop
said 6,
because
I
your
meant 4.
supply became like dried up, like you just didn't live with it anymore, or did you stop because of an episode?
I like more social drugs and alcohol. So like it just wasn't like a social fun thing for me, and I wasn't sitting at home alone smoking weed. It just wasn't my thing. But recently I've been thinking like I want to do something to be fucked up late at night, but I don't want to be drunk.
Sure.
Right.
So I decided to start smoking pot
Oh,
again.
that old nightmare, huh?
Well, we have a sponsor, Kratom.
Yeah. My familiar
Kinda
friend,
heroin.
huh? Yeah.
If you want to take a bodega heroin,
Yeah.
boy, do we have the product for you.
So in New York City, I don't know about other cities, but like you could obviously get it delivered here, and they come, and every person that like comes to bring you drugs like looks like they sell drugs. Like you'd think that they'd like try to be a little different, but like
Yes.
this girl was tattooed from like neck to toes, and like she was wearing cargo shorts and the biggest backpack on earth. Like
Sure.
of course there's drugs in there, you know. And I'm trying to be like playful and like do bits in front
There's
of her.
either
so I'm so
drugs or a
nervous.
pit bull in there.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna come out of there. Also, she got to my apartment. I didn't have the money yet. She was like, "Oh my god, this is so embarrassing for you." I'm trying to do like bits for this girl to like make her laugh, and she's like, "I don't care. Like, what do you want?" And I was
She's like, you know how many comedians I deliver to a day? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's most of my route.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the only ones around at 3 p.m., you know, on a Monday.
But there's so much to choose from. She's like, "Well, there's strawberry cheesecake and Gorilla Glue," and I'm like, "What do you like?
Great.
Like, what do you-
Great. Great. So glad.
Unless you've tried it.
Oh, Gorilla Glue. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say it, though. That's
No,
weird.
it's
I'm
embarrassing.
trying.
As long as you can smoke
You should
it,
stop.
right?"
You should stop.
It's because I smoked it on the way here. It was that's crazy.
And I was like, "What do you like?" She was like, What do you care what I like? Just pick a thing."
Oh, fuck that, though. That
Yeah.
energy stinks.
Yeah, she hated me.
Right.
A lot.
Be a bit of a salesperson.
Embrace your job.
Yeah.
No, she hated me.
Wow, that's like-
money when she got there. It was the whole thing.
Oh, so you had to go to the ATM while she stayed in your apartment?
Well, I was drunk, to be fair. Yes,
right.
I let her stay in the lobby of my building, actually.
Yeah, we were like, can you take the elevator down with me? It's like, we're going to hop out.
It's like, you know what's more comfortable than my apartment is the couch in my shitty lobby.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just come back down with me. That would be great. So I overcompensated by spending a ton. I bought 3 giant containers full of weed, which will take me a year to smoke.
Right. But
And that's it. I've been smoking weed again.
So you're enjoying it? Is it giving you anxiety, or is it like...
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, everybody hates me. Ashley's gonna leave me. I'm never gonna find a boyfriend. I probably shouldn't have just eaten this pound of pasta, but I did, and now I'm fat. Yeah, it's tons of anxiety.
I get the same. So I've been like, I walk around with the smoked honey all the time, or, you know, a vape pen or whatever, and I'll just like be hitting it because my lips are bored.
Right.
And I just forget that it's drugs.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, why is everyone pump faking at me? And I'm like, oh, no, that's right. I'm on a
high.
hallucinogen.
yeah. And also, I'm blowing it into children's faces.
Yeah, while seeing Aladdin.
Yeah.
Which I did do. Yeah.
Do you think it'd be like helpful for me to like before I get high to like write myself a note, like write a sober me, write a high me note,
Like an affirmation?
like nobody hates you, just relax.
Yeah.
Oh, I've gotten too high that I wrote like a goodbye family and friends note.
You mean a suicide note?
Like not pretty much, and like where I got it from. I wrote his name and his phone number. It was horrible.
I've never seen a weed suicide note before.
I have.
Yeah,
I've written it on my mirror.
in blood, in my own blood.
You just had to keep huffing.
The next time somebody showered, they'd find out what happened to me.
Well, we were drinking at a pretty good clip. Well, I was. I guess you were, and I realized you weren't drinking at all. This is now what 7 months?
6 months.
6 months.
6 months, no booze.
Of no booze, and it fucking
Nobody's proud. No.
You look
I know
great.
it's dead silence.
Yeah,
Really
I know.
should
I
make a
saw the
joke.
disgust
I know, I'm just
on
like,
Rayna's
ugh.
face.
That sounds.
I just
terrible.
remember
I
the
think
day we
that's-
met that you weren't drinking. I'm like,
I know.
gotta be
And
honest.
boy, am
I'm
I
kidding. I'm
fun
proud
when
of
I'm
you.
drinking. We could be real good
Yeah,
friends.
you guys don't
Yeah.
even know him
I
yet. This
know.
fucking whatever this personality that
This
you've been around him
soldier?
every time.
This soldier straight
Yes.
from Iraq?
Stop doing that. But this
This
person,
Purple Heart recipient?
Yeah. I mean, when he's drinking, if you thought it was fun before, but
We didn't.
That's why. That's why I think we all hit it off at the party, though, is because of the drinking.
A mutual hatred for him.
Yeah.
Well, and then I was hitting the weed
You
pen
thought
and
we were all talking
becoming
about you.
paranoid.
Surprised
you
we
were.
were.
Yeah, you are.
Have you lost weight?
25 pounds.
Of course you have.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Of
it's
course.
really great. My
But
wife
also-
is getting bigger, and I am flexing in every single mirror of the house.
Do you think
You
it's
look
because
great.
of the not drinking, or you think it's because like the food you eat when you're drinking?
And also, he's exercising way more than he was.
Yeah, a
You
little
have
bit. I mean,
energy from not being hungover.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
all
it's a
of
whole
it. It's
cycle.
not.
Right.
It's not the wasted days. My body also stores alcohol as if it's imperative to live. So if I drink, I am a viscous fatty for a week. It's like it's a brutal.
Which is
Gotcha.
body
Wow.
It's a
dysmorphia
brutal thing.
talking, but
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, wow, you look so hot now. It's great.
I
Good
appreciate
for
that.
you.
Wow, that makes me
Yeah,
feel
maybe
good.
I should
I like the
start.
emphasis on now.
At the party, you were gross. We couldn't understand the benefit of not drinking just based on your physical appearance.
Well, I was drunk. Things were blurry. I blacked out at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon that day.
Oh yeah, didn't you have a meeting after that?
No,
we
we didn't.
dinner.
No,
We
that
went
was
to
the
dinner?
lie to get
Oh,
out
yeah.
of the party.
Yeah, we,
Oh, did we lie? Yeah, we
is
probably
that what we
lied.
said? We had a meeting?
I think that's what you were
No, you
saying
said you
as
were
you were
meeting a
leaving
friend
initially.
Oh,
for
we
dinner.
went in a
or
No, we ended up having her
something.
come to the party.
Yeah, the
We
meeting
just
that
took
we
over the
had.
party because we were like,
Nice.
we've been the fun ones all along.
Yeah.
Sorry you guys didn't realize it.
After you got your phone smashed by the keg stand guy.
It's still broken. It's still all smashed up. Some guy punched the phone out of my hand. Unbelievable. Harvard guys.
But we were at so Brendan Sagalow, who you both have met, right? They came to the Bell House show, right?
Oh, yeah.
what he was
Yeah,
at.
Brendan.
yeah, that
Yeah.
guy, that comedian. So he
Rosy cheeks, takes up a lot of space,
Yeah,
yells
we call him a
inappropriate
sneaky
stuff.
We
raccoon.
have that in common, yeah.
Yeah. It was just his birthday, so we went out to this bar right around New York Comedy Club, to just this dive bar that he likes to go to drink, and we're all drinking there, and he's getting like he's going
Birthday
for it.
drunk.
He turned 28, so he's still in that like let's get tequila, then
Yeah.
vodka, then Jameson, then back to tequila. Like he's mixing everything. He's on edibles. He's pretty close to blacked out, you would say at that point.
At what point? Because the entire, he hit a wall at one, like there's, life behind his eyes and he's being entertaining. And then at one point it was just shark shut off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where you saw his lids flip and
we
then
also
he
did
was no
ice
longer
him
there.
too with a 24-ounce.
Yeah, we were big
Smirnoff
pieces of
Ice.
shit.
Yeah,
we do
we
that.
enabled
We
that.
do that we do that ice thing.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Guys, it doesn't get old.
It really does.
the thing.
Okay, thank God you embraced it
We-
because I said it and Rayna was just
I don't
like,
know what it means. What is it?
When you Smirnoff Ice, when you get them to remember that thing from like the early 2000s of when you
remember that thing when Smash Mouth was
You got
popular?
Smirnoff Ice, you had to chug it. Like, get down to-
Entourage was like on top of the charts.
Yeah.
But it was like, you get somebody you like hide a Smirnoff Ice and you get them to like take it or grab it or look at it, and then they have to pound the whole thing right there, and it's gross because it's a Smirnoff Ice,
Like I've seen people.
You
like,
don't know about
I've-
this?
No, but I was a
never.
big piece of shit growing up. Like I drank a lot.
You've
Smirnoff
not heard
Ice.
about
I interrupted Ashley. What were you saying?
No, I've seen it done at like weddings. I love it.
Oh, it's great.
Like when a bride ices her new husband. I'm
Yes.
like, you're gonna be married
Oh,
forever.
in the garter when she's
Yes,
got it
in
in
the
the garter.
garter.
It's the, we had a video that we did. We made.
Now I'm gonna get a divorce just so I can have that happen on my next wedding.
You should do it when she right after she gives birth.
Yeah.
You need to ice it.
Imagine the doctor doesn't take out a baby, just takes out an ice filled with placenta. There you go.
Just before the baby has a chance to latch, I'm like, sour that milk, toots. Here you go.
Can you imagine your first drink after giving birth? You have to get iced. You're like, well, I got to do it.
Yeah. You're like, what are the rules?
Just a soldier.
But
Oh,
yes, so
man, we watched a gnarly birthing video recently with a doula, with our doula, which is like our coach Taylor.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched
That's like
Friday
watching
Night
I
porn,
know,
but
yeah.
it's like with a
It is the opposite of porn because
Yeah.
holy
Make you
shit!
never
I mean,
wanna have sex again.
I had, you watch that in middle school or high school when you see, and I remember the image of the hairy head coming out of the vagina
Knocked up.
from then, but I forgot, I never remembered or saw how absolutely violent it is because we watched this video and the doctor's like ripping lips off the top of the baby's head and he's like grabbing an elbow and jarring the kid out, and I'm just like, oh,
You should watch
it
the
was-
Kardashians. Courtney pulls
Oh,
her own baby out of her own vagina.
If you think I didn't see that on premiere
Sorry,
night,
I'm
you're out of
sorry.
your
I
mind.
didn't think more
clearly
of
a
you.
Courtney guy. Team Courtney.
Was she numbed up, or did she just have that much of a gaper where
Courtney
she just...
Kardashian has no feelings whatsoever. I'm sure she
Yeah, they all blink
They don't
like
exist up
robots.
here or down
She had a
there.
full natural
Absolutely
birth, didn't
not.
feel a thing.
Wow, good point.
She's like, that was really weird.
They cut to her confessional in the robe. She's just in the.
Drinking a Smirnoff Ice.
She's wearing the cord around her neck.
I honestly don't know how to feel.
murder.
I just got my
This is
placenta smoothie.
Which we're doing that. We're getting the capsules, and I'm gonna fucking just pop those like they're Xanax.
Oh, that's so gross. Why? What's the?
The tone did not. I didn't think it was going to lead to that, but there we are.
Apparently, it like is a big mood boost for postpartum. So instead of my
okay.
wife getting better, I'm gonna take it.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah.
I'll take one.
What is it like being sober all the time and standing in judgment of other people just constantly?
I'm not
Do you
standing
enjoy
in
it?
judgment.
Do you feel like
but what-
God?
A little bit, but that's just because of a whole different complex. But no, I will say the one thing I've noticed a lot more is the proximity talk and people's breath.
And volume.
Like,
Hot breath.
I mean, I am willing to swap breath with the worst of them when I am shit-faced drunk, but when I'm just like either sober or heightened senses high and somebody's breathing just vaginosis down my
Yes.
gullet, I want to kill
That's
myself.
a good call.
Yeah.
That is vaginosis.
What is vaginosis?
It's the decaying of the vagina.
Oh, I thought you mixed up with
Did you-
halitosis.
Maybe, yeah, I mean, either works.
I think it's halitosis for
the
vaginas.
vagina.
It's as if a vagina swallowed something dead. And then that's
There's
the
no
smell
worse
it emits.
smell
No.
than halitosis. It's a different, people don't,
Yeah.
it's a different smell.
It's one of those things where you go, not even gum at all times would solve this.
No,
for
not
you.
at all.
It would break through.
It's also a comedian epidemic. There are comedians
Yeah.
out there and
Self-hygiene.
by the bushel that have absolute hot toxic shit coming out of the back of their teeth.
You gotta floss.
Yeah,
It's
and the
fucking
beards
awful.
too. There's a lot of guys with a lot of comics with beards that you're just like, I
Yeah.
can smell like a musk,
A
like
musk.
just like an old like mothball.
Well, even Harrington and his fucking festival head. Look at him out there.
yeah,
He is just,
yeah.
he's got like rickets.
But
I
you
wouldn't
guys have wives. Like, you shower. People
Yeah.
make you shower. Not everybody has a
I mean, I
wife.
shower.
The
on
bar
my own.
is so
That's
low
true.
for you guys. Just
You think so?
shower. Just you can get a.
I feel like we have we make ourselves have the highest bar because of that, right? Or maybe that is, it's just the power of simple suggestion. Like, hey, this is like a steady. If you still want to have a relationship, you might want to,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially in New York City. I mean, if a guy showers and flosses, marry me. You know, like it's so bad.
That's
out
how
here.
low your bar. That's the bar.
That's what I'm saying.
I got
Yeah.
some guys for you if that's your bar. I've been saving them up.
I'm
but
big
you
on
can have
I'm
them.
big on flossing.
And Harringtons are still out somehow on that.
And also now everybody knows what to write in their Tinder bio.
Mm-hmm.
If a guy
What would
writes,
it say? I
Showers and
shower and
flosses.
floss?
if a guy writes like
Simple.
I floss daily that's really I feel that on a lot of levels. If a guy writes on his dating app profile, it's
Yeah.
important to me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that seems like a really simple thing to pick up and say.
And people who would not one person's gonna be like, oh, pretentious flosser. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be like, oh, they floss. That's great. You know? It's
I also remember in high school girls saying go shower and being like, they were telling a lot of guys to shower, and it was like guys were like, nah. Like, this is just how I run. Like, so much confidence that they're like, no, I'm fucking dirty, dude.
Yeah,
I hate
And they have
that.
that smell, that younger guy like pubescent smell. It's
Yeah.
Oh, that smell. But then they have sex for the first time. They're like, I shower now. I
That's
want
a
to
good
keep
call.
having sex. So I
yes,
shower
yeah.
now.
The sex is a pretty motivating factor for hygiene, and should be for all. I really think on both sides.
Mike, I'll tell you something that I want to talk about.
I mean, top 5 worst of all time. But what is it, Mike?
Blue Chew, baby!
Oh no, I would have never guessed.
Of course, if you like sex, you'll like BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com.
Oh my God, Blue Chew offers men a performance enhancement for the bedroom. Mike, wouldn't you like to go a little bit longer and last a few more rounds?
I would love to go a lot bit longer because, frankly, this far into a relationship and the frequency in which I come is just alarming. It really is. Mike, at BlueChew.com, you can get the first chewables with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis.
And those are chewables for people that understand English. That is BlueChew.com, baby.
yeah, it can work faster than pills, up to twice as fast because of the chewability.
Mike-
The chewables from BlueChew.com can be taken on a full or empty stomach.
But Mike, don't I need some sort of doctor's prescription?
You don't, you big fucking idiot.
Oh.
Online physician consults result is free, so it is cheaper than those other two, Viagra and Cialis.
Oh my God! But Mike, if they're gonna mail it to us, it's probably gonna be in this big giant dick of a package,
It
right?
sure isn't, Mike, even though deep down you know that this should say you are a shell of a man with no libido and your testosterone is underperforming. It doesn't. It's a blank, discreet box.
Yes.
I almost had it.
And once you get in Blue Chew, maybe you can get into a discreet box with your boner.
Wow, that is fun.
So this is great about Blue Chew. It gives you the confidence in bed every time. You and your partner will love it. All you got to do is chew it and then
Do it. Here's a great deal for you guys. Visit BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com and get your first order
you can do it.
for free with the promo code IG.
Yes, just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code IG.
BlueChew.com, promo code IG.
Let's get back to this. So we're at this birthday party. I was like, what were we talking about? Yeah, we're at this birthday party, and here's what I wanted to say because it ties in with that. In the middle of the party, we go outside, we smoke this giant blunt. Right, it's like a blunt that's got oil in it, and whatever a bunch of other stuff.
It's
like
supposed
an
to make you not have a good time.
Yeah,
it's basically a cigar with that much packed weed wrapped in keef with oil inside of it, and it's like 3 layers
But
of
super
Inception
potent.
weed.
So-
It takes the time to do this. This is so complex.
Well, that's why weed is unfortunately becoming like a real drug now. It's like you bring out fucking blowtorches and spoons and lanterns and shit, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm doing something
Yeah,
fucking.
you can't drive on
You
that.
don't feel as good about it. But so I am drinking at this party. So I've already had I've had a couple vodka sodas, and I go outside, I smoke this thing with the rest of us and out there, and I just get to that. Yeah, I walk back in and I'm like, I am very stoned, and we're having a big group conversation around a table of us, and I mean the second I walk in to this group of people talking, the worst case scenario of a social situation happens. I'm in the middle of talking, and one girl walks into the middle of the circle and said, guys, hold on a second. You don't know what my name is. And I was like, she goes, you don't know what my name is, do you?
Were you supposed to know her name?
I've met her many times.
We've known this girl for 3 years.
But
For
here's
sure.
the thing. I was so taken aback because this is the worst case scenario. And I knew her, but I've actually only met her maybe 3 times. And it's been very quick conversations. I knew how
Can I go
knew
on
her.
record?
Yeah.
She's the worst.
Yeah.
She really is.
Yeah.
She stinks. She's cornered me on Blacked Out at New York Comedy Club and was trying to get me in one-on-one conversation while the whole room is hanging. And I'm like, don't you dare hold my time hostage.
But is there
How dare
anything-
you?
Is there anything worse than that when you're stoned and drunk and being like, okay, I'm having a kind of a good time, and then someone's like, everybody stop. What's my name? And I had that moment where I just went the opposite way. I folded in for a sec, and then I went the opposite. And she goes, you don't know my name, do you? And I go, no, I don't. Like that. And she just took this step back, oh well, we've known each other for a while.
Nice. Shut it down.
And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Why would you say that? What was the best case scenario? I didn't know your name, and then you just look like a piece of shit, but you were banking on me being, and I don't know what
Piece of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's like when you're in a place like that, I don't know my own name. What I mean,
Exactly. Yeah. If you were like, quick, what's your name? I'm like, I don't know, Tom.
Right. Exactly.
Just being put on the spot like that. It was terrible.
Wait, this happened at the party where we met you guys?
No, this happened at the party for our friend Brendan the other day. This was 2 nights ago.
I
So
was
it was
confused
just
as well. I was like, you talked to other people at that party?
Yeah, how rude.
The only person we only talked
we
to
talked to
we
a
talked to a
dog.
dog. Yeah.
It seems like that girl would have been at this party, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then when you meet her, you know she wouldn't. Because
Yeah.
her whole vibe is not that. She's a mess.
She is not attractive.
But what I loved is so after that.
I'm friends with her.
So what's funny is later on in that, you, after we were laughing about that, whatever, she brought up something about that, and you went, I just want to say I wasn't completely sure of your name either, and co-signed that, and she's like, you're kidding, you I've known for way, and then she got legitimately mad.
Yeah, and I
That's
wouldn't
a
say
real
her
friend.
name.
I
Yeah.
wish you would do that for me. That's a real friendship.
okay. Noted.
I mean, that's a real friendship
Raina, you don't have
where
to tell
you
me
just
twice.
suggest something.
I'll,
and your
I'll
friend
yell
admits-
at and embarrass anybody. You
That
don't
was
have to
just
tell me twice.
the most subtle co-sign. Oh yeah, sure.
Happy to do it.
Actually, be like, yeah, and we don't care. I would all be in my head thinking about it. Ashley would be like, nobody cares.
Like if we were in a crowd and somebody came up and did that, I would just like, bitch, what? And, like I just like making people just feel really stupid.
And, I love that. But do you do that? Did you find that with your
do, like, a
fans,
face.
like your podcast fans, where you have people come up that have been like, we've met, I've come to 6 shows, or you know what I mean, where they're like, we've met many times. Like, do you feel
I
like
would never do it then.
No, we are. I've never seen you be nicer to anybody than our fans. Like I would never be like.
Do you guys go out with them after?
Ashley makes friends with them sometimes.
No, but we
like if we go to a bar and they're
That
there.
seemed layered.
No, if we go.
let's explore that? Pause.
it happened
What I
once.
mean.
It happened once. Okay, no, I don't know. I am not like, yeah, let's make friends with the fans. But if they come up and they're cool and they're funny, because they're funny. A lot of them are great. And I think we were out in Boston and these girls came up and they were just like really cool and funny. And I just did end up talking to them for a while. And then we just did a show in Portland and for some reason, I just felt really connected to the audience. And I was like, I would go out with them afterwards.
Party in my room.
The after party. So no, we're not. I mean, but that is, I think, because I'm kind of like skew a little meaner, but Rayna's like, you're so nice.
She is so nice, but also our fans
I'm just
are
really
like,
grateful. I'm
they're
really
all
appreciative.
Female, they're all young. They're all excited. It's not like a comedy club where people are just showing up at a comedy club to see comedy. They come to see us. So like they're cool and they're fun and they're nice. Everybody's so nice to us.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
I did shut down somebody at our show recently. Like I hate to say a heckler because it's like positive. I guess you still technically call them a heckler when they're
Yeah, you can be a
yelling out in the
positive
middle
heckler.
of a story. Like I don't know what makes somebody in a quiet room just yell like, yes, queen, but it's
Right.
like, shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
that's because I want attention.
But
Absolutely.
I don't come, and I snapped. I'd said it nicely and funny for an hour and a half, and I just snapped, and it was just like, shut the fuck up, like you're so rude.
Yeah, and now I bet that got a huge applause because people are. Well,
People didn't know how to react.
Right.
Like it got awkward.
Yeah, you do get that.
and I
like,
was able to
mommy
bring
yelled
it
at
back,
daddy
but
kind of-
yeah. We know how to handle it better from here.
we just didn't know how to handle it because it was positive heckle. But at the beginning of the show, we stopped the whole show. We're in the middle of a bit. And this girl keeps screaming from the balcony. And we're like, okay, everybody be quiet. We want to hear from her. Dead silence. I'm like, no, please say what you want to say. And she goes, here for you. And I was like, thank you for stopping the show and ruining everybody's experience. Thank you
It
so
sucks.
much.
And truly doing the opposite of your message. you are not here for me.
Ashley and I were
You're
like,
here
we'll buy
for
you an Uber to leave. Please.
Yeah, that's the best.
Please.
Yeah, because it's strange too. And I feel like you do this as well, where you're giving out a lot of your personal, life story or whatever away. So when people come up and they listen to the podcast and they come out to shows, like they know you intimately, which is like such a cool thing. But it makes me feel bad for not knowing. Like I did a show where afterwards, like the guy's like, I got you a dirty martini because I know you like that. Like it feels like the best because you're like, oh my god, this is great. But then you're like, and you are like, you know what I mean? And it's like you want to like, I want to know something about you, But then they're just like, I'm an accountant, my life sucks, and you're like, oh well, all right,
Exactly.
well, that's-
Sorry,
I wish I hadn't asked.
yes. All right, more about me.
The best
We'll
is when
bring
they hand you
Ashley.
edibles and then stand weirdly in the corner as you talk to other people.
Yeah, you gonna take them?
Take the edibles.
Yeah, let's see what you do.
People bring snacks for Ashley a lot. Croissants and Doritos.
because I've like made it known I love these things, so they'll bring them for me
And you eat
stuff
'em.
like that. Yeah.
Do you make anybody eat, like take a bite? Like you have like a presidential...
Doritos are
feeds
like
them?
sealed.
Doritos are packaged.
Yeah.
True.
I never have. Someone could poison me real easy. Like someone has handed me because it's a joke that I say croissant. Like it's whatever.
I say that too.
Someone handed me one on stage. I took a bite of it right then. That could have been it for me. I never thought to be like, you taste it first.
Yeah, I do that
Yeah,
with like
you should
weed.
definitely
Usually.
let somebody else
If
die.
someone's like got like a joint or something, it's like let's smoke it. You light it up,
Yeah.
and shit, you know what I mean? And then,
Point being, Brendan found cocaine on the street. I said,
yeah, our
you
friend
do a
Brendan.
bump first.
Absolutely.
I'm going to wait 30 minutes.
I'd be so terrified.
From now on, we're making people take a bite before you
I'm like,
take
you
a
like
bite.
it.
yeah, it's what you gotta. You just gotta have somebody like Secret Service test the food first.
Yeah. How do you usually go out in your city? Do you go out in the cities that you guys travel in, or do you?
Ashley does. I'm really weak, so I usually go home immediately following the show. If she has friends in town, she'll go out with them. I won't.
We have a lot of friends like in these cities, so we'll go out with them, and nothing crazy though. Especially if we have another show the next night. Like we just neither of us do really well, like super hungover. But yeah, we go out. We got to stay sharp,
Somebody yesterday was telling me that they were like, "Oh, I'd like to get hungover before we do our podcast the next next day because we're always like, when you're so hungover and you feel so terrible, it makes your brain work like extra hard. And I was like, I'm pretty sure those podcasts are terrible.
Yeah.
We're just like, I don't know.
Let me ask you guys. Okay, so I met this guy who I can't. It's fine. It's fine. He does this podcast.
First off, you're glowing.
It's fine. It's
You
fine.
are radiant right now.
I can't believe it's him.
I'm all red. Whatever. He doesn't live here. He lives in Denver.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Wait, hold on a second. Can I tell the story?
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask the
But
question.
then, can I set it up and then you tell what's
Yeah,
happening?
you tell the story.
Okay, so
This is a great story, actually.
whatever.
Those are my favorite kind.
I'll just give this away. We don't say this on our podcast, but one thing that we do at our shows, we do like a live dating app thing on stage. So people come up and we do that for them. This girl matched with a guy on stage and then
Like on a big screen.
on a huge screen, a projector screen.
Right.
They match on a dating app. And then we're like, do you want, I think actually an audience member, because our audience is great. They were like, see if he'll FaceTime. And we were like, what? Okay. So we were like, do you want to FaceTime? He's like, yeah. So we FaceTime. He's on the screen. He sees 500 screaming people. This is at Cobb's Comedy in San Francisco. Rayna was kind of talking. We couldn't get the audio to work through the screen. But so Rayna was kind of talking to him on the mic through his phone. But everybody could hear him. And he's like, what's going on? This is crazy. He's seeing all these girls like 500 screaming women. His face is on the screen. And we're like, do you think you can make it down here? And he was
Holy
like,
shit.
I'll try.
What is this? Never been kissed?
Yeah.
So he comes down. He gets
9:45 at night.
9:45. We're already running a little long. We're like, we got to end the show at 10. We started at 8, So we send the girl back out into the audience with her phone, and we're like, keep us posted. We want like a screenshot of his Uber. We'll pay for his Uber, not Uber Pool, not Uber Black. We'll pay for an Uber X for him. Don't get crazy. And so we're like, she's like, we're checking in with her. We're like, we don't even want to do anything else. We just want to see if this guy shows up. Like, we're supposed to do more stuff in the show. We're like, fuck it all. And so she's like, his ETA is 9:55. We're like, this is bananas. So literally 9:55, this motherfucker rolls up on the stage, drops his backpack. He's so confident, and we sit him down in the chair. He gets a mic and he goes, I gotta be honest, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And everybody's screaming. 550 screaming women can't believe this is happening. I think that they're thinking how we orchestrated this. We had no idea.
Right.
So
He told me he showed up, by the way, and the bouncer goes, yo, this is fucking crazy. Like, that guy sees 7 shows per week.
Yeah,
and he's
holy
like, this is
shit.
he's like, we didn't think you would come.
it's wild. So we do a quick little like get to know each other, him and this girl on the stage, like mimic your first date. We ended it on a funny laugh. Like something happened and we were like, good night, everybody. Like, let's end it now.
Yeah.
Bring him up to the people are still going wild. We bring him up to the green room, just like get him out of the crowd. Him and this girl, whatever. Maybe they connected, maybe they didn't. Apparently not. She bailed. She ends up leaving. 2 other girls witness her getting in an Uber and they're like, aren't you the guy? Come out with us. These girls take him out. He probably fucked him. Who knows? And then Rayna has been talking to him ever since.
Wow. What a great fucking
What a
ending.
turn! And that's what we call the prestige.
Like, I'm not.
heart
She's
is
been.
full.
He invited her to a wedding.
Whoa.
Yeah, he told me he paid to fly me there. I was like, I don't think I can do this. And he was like, well, that's a bummer because, some of us are in like weird situations and we take a risk and we show up because someone offers to pay for it.
He put it back on
He
you.
put it back on me.
What does he
shit.
do?
He is a programmer for Salesforce, which is like a pretty
I know. Yeah.
smart person job. He's
Wow.
like very funny.
But
and
sorry, I
smart.
totally hijacked your story because I had to tell that story. But
No,
you were
that's
going to
better
say that he has a
story.
podcast.
So, anyways, he has this is a very funny story. I'm glad that you told it. Can you imagine like our how we met story?
Is this a
People are gonna
power
lose their mind.
podcast couple potential?
Yeah.
Nope, actually not. We listen to it, so no. It's not good. What? I don't know what else to say. Some podcasts are good, some aren't.
I mean,
They're not all created equal.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Oof.
the ones that are created equal or better than others, we can tell.
Weren't you going somewhere? I think you were going to ask
Kill
about.
myself.
Were you going to ask about the?
Yeah, you said you were going to ask us a question.
Oh, so he does this podcast, but the premise is that him and this other guy get like pretty drunk before they record.
Sure.
And I really don't like that style of podcast. Like, I hate listening to 2 guys that are just drunk, giggling, not really landing the
who
jokes.
does shows like that?
I just don't like it.
Wait, are you guys drinking?
No,
yeah, we've been. This is
Surprise
straight whiskey.
podcast.
This is
Yeah.
heroin.
But I don't. If you guys were, I would never guess. Also,
No, we're
you
not.
get drunk and you maybe do too, but that you get drunk and like do shows, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't try to, but if it happens, you
But
know
it
what I
seems
mean?
like it's totally
I definitely did that day for
Yeah.
sure. That we
Oh
met.
yeah, I was
He-
like,
he
actually,
drove
did
to
he
the
just
show.
go to like 3 comedy shows?
So now it's time for our DUI segment. I'll start.
Yeah.
He told a really great story about how he was confident to take a lot of risks on the way to that
I made it there in record time and I've never had to pee. But before we even get into any of that, we should talk about all the 5-star reviews that we have on iTunes, and fucking leave us a review if you haven't, and subscribe to Irish Goodbye Podcast. Tell some friends about the podcast, and you can follow us on social media at Irish Goodbye Pod on Twitter, at Irish Goodbye Podcast on Instagram. Send us an email, irishgoodbyepodcast@gmail.com, or if you want to sign up for a Gas Digital subscription, use the code IGP, and you get a discount every month on all the
Yeah.
other episodes.
Just sign up,
and
do the free thing, and then steal all of our episodes and put it up on torrents.
Yeah. And what can we promote? Where are you going to be? Where can people see you to? And what do you have to plug?
We are Girls Gotta Eat Podcast, so you guys can check us out on the top of the charts, of the comedy charts.
Oh, Jesus.
If
Right below us.
you're looking.
Hashtag stay humble.
We have a lot of cool shows coming up. We're doing Atlantic City on July 12th. We're
Nice.
doing Phoenix, Denver, Salt Lake City, then Toronto, and we'll be at JFL in Montreal.
that's
Salt Lake
awesome.
City is going to be so excited to see you guys because they're so repressed.
Well, wait,
What is that gonna
right.
be
So we've been
like?
hearing mixed reviews, like how it's like half the city is Mormon, and the other
You're at
half's
the
not.
club? The Wise, what is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
What is it
Wise
called?
Guys?
Wise Guys. Yeah, I've heard that club is like one of the best in the country.
Oh,
and
so
it's
you've
people
heard
that
good
are
things.
genuinely like fiending for
Oh,
this kind of
Yeah.
comedy. Yeah.
We've
They're
been
awesome.
getting a lot of recommendations. People have written us like long DMs about like what to do there, what you
Hell
can't
yeah.
do there, things like that.
So this is kind of an aside. So we just found out that my dad's brother, who
Your uncle.
uncle, but he died young, like he died at like 30. It's really sad. Whatever.
Sorry for correcting you.
We
Yeah, she made you feel real dumb.
we found out that like
Yes, my dead uncle, Mike.
That's what I'm gonna say every time somebody cuts me off from now on. I'm gonna say the person I'm talking about died.
it's so good. They're like, weren't you just with him yesterday?
Well, he's dead now.
It felt that way, you know.
But bottom line, like some woman did this like 23andMe Ancestry.com and like realized he was her father.
Oh, shit.
Like that he did like a sperm bank, or I don't know. I kind of feel like it was like a fling. Then she told her daughter that. The mom told her. But anyway, and she's like Mormon. She has this like giant family. And so I was like, I always like joke with my dad. I'm like, Dad, what do you think about your new Mormon niece? And he's like, Ashley, shut up. But I was like, I'm like, they live like in Utah.
Holy shit. Are they going to come
gonna
out?
come?
I don't know.
Hit 'em up.
Invite your cousin.
Yeah.
Bring my cousin.
You,
Yeah.
you might have to write them a letter. to get them
Yeah,
to wait.
I don't know a lot
That's not
about the
Amish.
Mormon religion.
You are.
I'm truly
Horse and
disconnected from people that live
Have
in
you
that
not seen Book of Mormon? It's a pretty.
I haven't, no.
You know, they
Never
they
have,
travel.
but I am
it's
friends
great.
But
with Ryan
they party,
Hamilton.
right? Or they don't?
Do they have the internet?
They don't. They
Serious
Do they not drink?
they
don't
have
drink?
the internet. They're modern. They're a modern civilization.
They are?
just don't. I
I'm
think,
more of a Mexican Mormon fan.
which is
The Mormons that moved to Mexico because America outlawed polyamory or being married to whatever.
The Mormons.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's where Mitt Romney's like dad went, or grandpa or whatever. He was like, well, if I can't have 17 wives, I'm fucking out.
Alex. Where are you going to be, or where can you promote?
You could listen to my podcast, Broad Topics, with Kim Congdon, topics spelled with an X, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Alex Scar.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Go to MikeFeeneyComedy.com for dates and upcoming shows and stuff like that. Got some announcements coming up that I'll keep for the next couple of weeks. But on social media at I am Mike Feeney. And Mike.
Can I announce your announcement?
No. Why
Right
would you do
now?
that? No.
I would
it's
love
not
to do it.
confirmed.
No?
I mean, it's,
Are you sure?
It's not confirmed with
Because you
the,
said it was official.
It's official with the. Oh well, we can't get into it, but it's it's half official. It's like the venue. It's official.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Man, I'm on the edge of my seat.
It's
Yeah,
exciting.
well, we'll talk about
it. Oh, man, I can't wait to say it in 2 seconds.
You're not gonna-
For my dates, go to MikeCannonComedy.com. I'm staying in town for July, but I'm doing 2 hours at the Fat Black Pussy Cat on July 7th, and then the 14th, 7/7 at 7 p.m., as a matter of fact.
Wow, my dad's birthday.
Wow, tell him to come.
Okay.
Bring his Mormon niece.
He's dead too, actually.
He's dead too.
Mine too, to me.
and get tickets to see us at Zany's, right?
Oh
We're
yeah,
doing
October
live
5th through
Irish
7th.
Goodbye
That's
in
obviously we got a long way to
Chicago.
go till then. But yeah, 5th through 7th live podcast on the 7th, and then we're doing stand up the previous 2 days. So come out to that. Mike Cannon Comedy. At I am Mike Cannon.
But now let's talk about DUI stories, because it seems like you said you had more than one.
I've had 2.5.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So
That's a fun tease.
I got a good lawyer, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
The third one was just the tip.
Yeah.
No, so I started drinking and driving at a young age.
Nice.
I lived in like a small town. It just wasn't a thing that was whatever, you know. So I just kind of, you know, everybody drank, he drove, you know, in high school, and then I went off to college, and I went to Clemson, and it was just this place that just didn't give DUIs. Like it was like I would get pulled over like in a costume and the beer in a cup holder, and they'd be like, make it home safe. You know,
they used to do that. They'd be like a follow you home police.
yes,
kind
or
of,
maybe
you know?
if you were just belligerent, they'd like put you in the drunk tank, tow your car. Like no one I knew got a DUI. So I just kind of grew up very like drinking and driving's fine, whatever. I'm great at it, you know?
Right,
like, and so like I was always the one that was like, I'm blacked out, I'll drive. It's great. And like
Me too. Friends.
like one night I hit a car that I didn't remember, and so I woke up to the cops were at my house and were like, you know, you were involved in something last night. And I was like, prove it, you know. And like later it turned out that someone did see it. They wrote a note, and then a friend of mine was like, oh, you just got that new Xterra. Yeah, we saw you like crush that BMW that night. And I was like, oh, don't
You're
remember
like Jordan
it.
Belfort
I don't remember
leaving
this,
the
but
I like-
that's exactly what I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
But I
He's
like
got
turned
him
it around.
fine.
I was able to turn it around on the with the cop, and it was very. I used to have the biggest balls back then. So anyway, I'm obviously not endorsing drinking and driving, but I moved to Atlanta right after college. I mean, I got DUI within a month because like you can't do that. Yeah, you know, like, you can't just run around.
I'm not
blacked
endorsing
out.
DUIs, but I've gotten several, and I have a hit podcast. So
Yeah.
do with
And
that information
literally
what you
everything's
will.
worked out. So
No, it was a dark time. So I got one in October, and then it's such a weird thing. I'm 22 years old. It's such a weird thing when this happens a lot. You get one, and you're like, well, what am I going to get another one? You think you're like weirdly invincible. And so I got another one in July. And because the first one hadn't gone through yet, I had this like lawyer that just packaged them together. So I got like one DUI and one reckless driving. And I
Your
was
Honor, she's been drunk for 3 months.
yeah.
but yeah,
Technically, it's the same night.
learn my lesson. This is also pre-Uber. Like the Atlanta cabs are super bad. The parking, like I'm not making excuses, but I just don't. I think if Uber had been around, I would have gotten like 2, not 3. You know what I mean? Like, and then I just like slipped up, and it was like 5 years later. Like just one night, I wasn't even out at bars. Like at a friend's, just had too much to drink. Like didn't realize I wasn't like I was like in yoga pants. You know, I
Right.
wasn't. There was still no Uber, and so I got another one. So it was a dark time. I can't make light of drinking and driving.
It's
People
expensive.
die. If you get a DUI today, you shouldn't be getting DUI. Like Uber is like such a
Right.
great alternative. Nobody should be drinking and driving.
Right,
People-
or doing walks of shame. Do you know how many walks of shame I had to do because Uber
Yeah.
didn't exist?
5 miles through the snow.
Right, I'm like, I'm out in the country. How am I going to get home?
Right.
But I could make jokes about it, you know. And people like get so mad. And they're
Right.
like, they'll DM and they'll be like, I wish Ashley wouldn't joke about her DUIs. I do this bit on stage that she's like, my brother just got in a car accident and ended up in the hospital from a drunk driver. I'm like, well, then clearly he wasn't a good drunk driver. Like, why are you talking to me about this? I've had 3, never had an accident.
No
This
accident.
is some amateur shit.
I've been caught before I could hit someone.
Don't drink and drive. But that's my truth.
And it's true. I always say that growing up on Long Island, there was 2 things we did for fun. It was either walk around the mall or just die in a drinking and driving
Yeah.
accident.
You just
Those were your
did,
choices.
yes.
Yeah, those were your 2 options.
And when are you
And all my
supposed
friends
to-
hate the mall. So
Wow,
Yeah.
you guys are so diverse.
I challenge you to drive a rear wheel, two-wheel drive Ford Ranger stick shift in the snow, hammered drunk.
Wow.
That was my car.
That's like
I slid down
Black
hills
Diamond
sideways all the time. All the time. And just would gather myself and be like, fucking let's go home.
I think I've told this on the podcast, but my wife and her like girlfriends when they were getting hammered and drinking and driving in Connecticut, there was a time where she was in the passenger seat and she remembers like you know when your eyes are closed and some bright light comes that it like you could see it through your eyelids where it gets bright, and she opened her eyes and her friend was driving against the guardrail like like on the high, like sparks flying up, and then they just started laughing and blasted
Yes.
some 41. Like It was just
Well,
like,
and I again, do not get DUIs are way worse now. The punishment's worse.
Oh,
They cost
yeah.
more. You should not be. It's like I cannot
It's like
say
a minimum
enough.
10 grand.
But I
right?
also I was on a date once and he got a DUI.
Oh no!
on the date?
Yes, we were driving back and he got arrested and taken to jail. And I had to go bail him out of jail. It was like our third date. I was like,
Oh, my-
are you going to pay me back? I don't even like you enough to pay for this. Like, I just paid your bail bond.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so much. That's like what a night ruiner, huh?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Like,
well,
I thought I thought I was going to get laid that night. And I'm like, oh.
But that's what you can also
You're in
say to him
jail.
too. You're like, hey, if you didn't get it, you would have gotten lucky, pal. If you weren't so unlucky, you would have gotten lucky.
Miss you, Nathan.
Dude, I did I ever tell the story about me bailing my friend Peachy out of a DUI in Geneseo? Like same thing. We would just drive my friend Andrew's car. and it-
Geneseo sounds like a place you
So upstate New York?
What is
Oh,
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right outside
Yeah.
of Rochester, and it was like it had like an alfalfa plant, so it smelled like sour mustard shit.
The
all
car
time.
or the whole
The
town?
entire town. But it was like
The car,
Car
too.
was sprouting. It wasn't very well maintained.
it's just cows, grass, everything. There's nothing. So it is
Right.
a classic drive drunk town,
For sure.
which we used to take advantage of all the time. My friend Andy had a 5-speed Honda Accord that we used to rip around, just
Yeah.
pretending it was a Fast and the Furious car, and we'd be fucking,
Nice.
blackout drunk. And I remember one night my friend Peachy was driving, and we were going to get a Dutch because we had to smoke at 4:30 in the morning.
Of
There's no
course.
possible way we could have used any number of the pieces that
Like
we
the
had
meth
in the
in the
apartment.
town or something.
Yeah, exactly. So we're driving, and we, of course, get pulled over because Peachy is shit-faced. And the cop comes over, and, it pulls him out of the car immediately because he's fucking bleary-eyed. And I'm like, officer, can you breathalyze me to see if I can take the car back? Because I don't want it to get impounded, because that'll be an extra $900 for him. I was fixated on $900. I don't know why.
It's not that much.
Yeah. And he was like, okay. And he stuck the breathalyzer in my mouth, and I blew, and he looks at it and he goes, not even close.
Oh, my God.
And so they put Peachy in cuffs. They put him in the back of the cop car. They walk back to us, and they're like, fellas, you got to find somebody to drive this car home. We're going to bring this kid to the precinct, and we're going to circle back and make sure you guys got a ride in about 5 minutes. And we're like, all right, like, we'll figure it out. And the guy drives away, and I just instantly hop in the driver's seat and just fucking Tokyo drift in a circle and
And they
drive right back
burn
to
out donuts. You're like, the cop's like, come on, man.
He's like, I respect it. Go ahead.
But you know, when I got an underage drinking ticket, they let me drive away as well. Really? They were like, ma'am, who's going to take you home? I was like, I guess me. There's no one else here to do it.
I know a story of a girl. This was in Atlanta. She went out with a guy. There was a place in Atlanta. I didn't get one of mine there, but it was just like DUI. Like everybody got a DUI. It was this place. She got the guy she was on a date with got a DUI throughout somewhere in the night, and then went out to jail. She stayed out partying. She got a DUI and saw him later in jail.
That's commitment to a relationship, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Sometimes just drinking works out,
Yeah.
But it's thick and thin.
Oh man, the biggest justice DUI stop I've ever seen in my entire life was me and my two friends, Tim and Anthony. We got into a fight with these kids in a bar, and it spilled out onto the street. And like my friends, I think I was on steroids too, so it was us just three being fucking absolute silverback gorillas, beating our chests, probably over some dumb bullshit like we touched elbows or something equally as
Gay.
Yeah. So these kids stumble out. They call somebody something. So we run after them. They run into the bank parking lot, and we get there, and they flip on the headlights as we get there. My friend Anthony is punching their windshield. Tim is beating on their door, and they just take off, drive Anthony over the fucking hood of the car. He rolls off, and then it spills out onto Main Street in Nyack, fishtails, heads up Main Street. We all run into the street and go, officer, DUI.
Yeah.
And they go, whoop, whoop.
Wow.
Instantly
That's
peeled
amazing.
off and arrested them.
Yeah, that's one of those things too. When people stand in front of cars, they're like, "Hey, stop! What are you?" It's like, well, you're just gonna get
Yeah.
hit. You know what I mean? Like
You're
they're
a
just gonna
skin
drive
person.
over you every time.
This is made of metal.
Yeah.
This is a fun podcast. I wish I would
Thanks.
talk about all this fucked up shit more often.
Do you not?
But guys, don't drink and drive. I can't say.
That'll
probably
be the
gonna have to
title
be the
of
name
the
of the
episode.
episode,
Guys,
yeah.
don't drink
Because
and
people
drive.
come for me, and I'm like, I don't endorse it, but it's my truth. You
I
know?
do. Guys, if you're going to do it,
Yeah.
just tell them I sent you. I'm kidding. I have so many dead friends.
It is. But I mean, the idea of like
R.I.P.
road,
Dad.
like road sodas and stuff like that, like that's a normal. That was a normal, yeah.
For sure.
Love a road soda. My mom, when now she doesn't do this because it's like, but if I go down to see her in Florida or whatever, and she picks me up from the airport, she'll have like a cooler in the backseat to be like, I got beer and wine, whatever you want back there,
Yeah.
like for you, like it's like an entertainment offering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm like, you still can't have an open container in a
Every
thing,
car can
but
be
I'm
a
gonna.
limo.
I want to party with her. She sounds fun.
My mom's a real partier. That's where I get my party gene
Yeah.
from. It's like my dad can drink a lot, and my mom can drink socially. So between those
She
two,
stays up.
it's a real
We once turned a 2.5-hour drive from Rockland County to Lake George into a 4-hour excursion because we had to drink and piss.
Shotgun
So
beers.
many
Yeah.
times. Yeah, we just had a huge, like it was like a successful Always Sunny trip where they were supposed to go out of town, but they never left.
Right.
We actually ended up there, but we had a full fucking cooler of like 90 beers, and all of us got so blacked out. The driver was absolutely livid. Couldn't believe he fucking volunteered to drive. He had to keep pissing, like pulling over. We're all at the end of it. We're like 4-year-olds with our pants around our ankles, just like pissing into the wind, and like every car is watching. It's brutal.
I will tell you, the only people I cannot keep up with are my mid-70s Jewish parents.
Really?
Really?
My mom's like, Rayna, I have never been drunk in my entire life. But we'll be at lunch and she'll be like, I shouldn't. No, I should. Okay, I'll have that third glass. Okay, it's noon. She heckles. We will have 3 drinks at dinner. We'll come home. She already has a bottle open somehow. Like, she just
now I
got
wanna
out of the
party with
car.
your mom.
She is the best.
These parents, I cannot.
All night.
How does my dad black out, pass out on the couch, and then wake up at 7 and just
Mine too.
work?
My dad goes for a
It truly is
my dad
the
goes
greatest
for a run in the
generation.
morning.
They are
10
built
miles, he
differently.
runs.
Your dad?
My dad will black out every night with me. I cannot even walk straight for 3 days. He has like run a marathon by the time I
That's
wake
so
up the
crazy.
next day.
That's a thing
It's
you've never heard
crazy.
said after saying I drank with my dad last
Yeah,
night.
I
I couldn't even walk straight the next day.
Yeah, it's so weird because in my head I was about to be like, because my dad can drink way more than me, and I was about to say I've never outlasted my dad, but I stopped that short of my teeth, and then you said that, and I was like, that's way worse.
My dad knows how to make me come quick.
At least your dads are still alive.
Oh, my dad's barely. My dad took me to AA with him since I was 4.
And he's never brought it up.
We did a sex toy episode, and Ashley's dad came up in the episode 3 times.
It was twice. It was 2.5.
It
just
felt
my
like
DUIs.
it felt like 6. Her dead dad.
Do you fear
Actually,
that
I
he's
don't like
watching
saying
you?
this. It's not funny anymore. My dad's alive.
I'm having a good time.
My uncle just dead.
He's been getting so worried that he's been offending you.
I don't. My
Did
heart
everybody in
doesn't
the
know
room
what to
not
do.
know? Your
My dad's alive, but like I actually don't like thinking about him dying.
You're actually getting
has
upset
been good.
about
This
the
has
bit
been
you're doing
fun.
on him that's making him upset.
Stroopwafel?
Yeah.
They're from Amsterdam.
Dutch caramel.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. I don't know. I've you guys. So you've been to Amsterdam though. You said.
That was a hard left. Yes, I've been to Amsterdam.
I didn't know another sentence to say. Of all
Yeah.
the sentences,
I've
All
been.
the sentences.
Can't
I
think
have a
of
cousin
one.
that lives there. She met a Dutch guy.
I didn't know
Got-
that. Oh,
has
that's
2
yeah,
kids.
that cousin.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
It's gotta
place.
be awesome
Tons of
living
weed.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never been.
Tons of weed.
It
I
is
feel like I
great.
would get along well with it.
I like
Yeah,
it. It's also.
beautiful.
Did you feel like the red light district was like way overhyped?
I felt like it was a little sad.
It's very sad, right?
I was like, not that I was excited to go, but I was like, yeah, we'll walk down it. 'Cause
Right.
This is something you should see, I
Right.
guess. I hated it.
It's also very small. It's like
Yeah.
only. It's,
You wish
it's,
it was bigger. The
it's like
sex
2
slave
blocks.
trade. Street. You're like,
It's
there
just-
should
wish it
be
was a
more
faster-
women sold into the sex
Yeah.
trade.
The way they like,
Those
people
Russians are
talk
slacking
about it.
on their kidnapping.
The way they talk about it, they make it seem like it's like this whole neighborhood, but it's like it's just
District.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
District
street.
implies something
it's just this
longer.
one. Yeah,
3 windows with 4 chicks.
it really. I mean, it's not much. It's probably 10 window. It's not a lot of window, but then yeah, it's so. It's so sad to watch. Just like you watch, like like a woman go, like this, like she's like this beautiful woman, and so like pressed up against the glass. They're all weird. And all of a sudden, you see like this
Yeah.
old Indian man go in there with her, and then she just has to like close her eyes and shut that curtain, and you're like, and then you see him walk out, and then all of a sudden she's like, gotta be. Oh, it's like it's the. I don't know.
You
man.
should
his
Yelp it.
boyfriend?
You should Yelp review the red light district.
Yelp review it.
I feel like
I could
you're
write
I
I
wish it
really
was
am.
bigger. That's what the review would say.
I wish it was bigger
No, you
and
gotta-
a little less sad.
No, you got to talk about it. You got to say it in Yelp speak. You go, the district left a lot to be desired.
You clearly Yelp a lot. I can feel it.
I wrote a scathing Yelp review recently at a place that we went. There's this Mexican taco spot that I love right near New York Comedy Club, and I've been supporting this place for years. It's this little tiny hole in the wall. Love this place, right?
That's why you sound so betrayed.
Oh,
I'm very betrayed because probably the last 6 months as I've been going there, the service has been getting worse. It's always the same guy who works there, who kind of works the front counter, and he's the server. It's like 5 tables in the place, and he's just been kind of more and more dismissive towards me. The last time I went in there, I ordered 3 tacos to go, and I stood in there, and it took over a half hour to get them. And I'm like, and also, meanwhile, it's such a narrow place that when you're waiting for your food, you have to be pressed up against the wall
red light
because
district.
he's constantly yes, like the red light district. Yeah, I'm just pressing my tits against the glass.
That's why you get along well. So. I said all those words out of order, and I forgot one of them.
You be the judge which one it was.
Yeah, that sentence just wasn't what I was meaning.
Yeah. So the guy's just being, every time he walks past me with food, he's like, he's being very, so weirdly passive aggressive to me. And so he brings out the food a half hour later. He puts it on the counter and then just stares at me. And then I walk over to it thinking he's going to say of anything like, sorry, it took so long, like, have a good night. Not even an apology. An apology would be nice, but even just a goodbye, thank you for your patronage, anything. And he puts it on there. He doesn't say anything. Then he's looking at me. I don't say anything. So then I'm waiting him out. I grab it. He doesn't say anything. I go, okay. And I walk all the way. And as I get to the front door, as I'm opening it, he goes, from the back, he goes, "You're welcome." Like that to me. Yes.
No.
Yes. Right? Thank you.
What's his deal? What's
I
his
don't
beef
know what
with
the fuck
you?
his guy's problem is. So now I'm everything in me it took to not just grab each taco and just throw it.
I'm upset that you didn't.
Yeah, and so I came back. I went right over to New York Comedy Club. I was like blood red mad, and I saw you were there, and you were like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "I need to Yelp," And then I wrote this whole Yelp review for this guy. And here's the thing: this is what I do. This is a really good Yelp review, is because I wrote in all the things about it, but I also I had an even tone about the review because I don't want to. If you write 1 star, you're dismissed immediately because they just go 1 star. This guy's acting.
He must be Jewish.
You gotta leave. No, you leave 2 stars because 2 stars you go. Listen, I'm acknowledging the food's great. Okay.
Yep.
However, the entire experience kind of nullifies that. So I left a 2-star review. Wrote this long paragraph. I even made a personal anecdote that him and I had where I had an old 20 I tried to pay for, and he was like, "Can I have that from your wallet? I collect old money." And I was like, "And that's for the 20 that you gave me." I was just citing everything, and it was a real.
Also, everybody collects old money.
Do they?
Yeah, like everyone on Earth. Yeah, I have a whole bag full of old money
Just
right
put it
now.
in
I do have a couple $2 bills.
I am old money, Just kidding. No, I'm not.
We're new money.
Sometimes you just gotta Yelp,
Oh, can I read? I do want to read this one thing. I just got sent. So your fans seem very nice, and they're well-adjusted people, you would say, for the most part.
They're wonderful.
They're wonderful.
Yeah.
I would like to share.
Yours are not.
You'll see.
We're about to see.
I would like
I
to
think they're
share
great, for the record, for anyone
I
who's
love
listening out
I
there.
love them.
I love
And
the
then-
good guy, bad guy thing you guys are doing.
It's not intentional, but it works.
What's the demo? Are they male, female, both?
I think they're. Look, yeah, Alex, what did you say? Impartial jury.
I think it's about both. I think it's like 50-50. I think a good amount of women listen to Irish
Yeah.
Goodbye.
With a fair amount of fluids too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a couple fluids.
Yeah.
So this guy,
Names.
he sent me a rap.
I knew it was a man. Okay.
Well, I think so actually. I
Yeah, I
haven't
will
even
say
looked.
we've only had one female listener that was a little that got a little psycho.
I had a lot. I had a lot of those for Rabbit Hole. They
Yeah.
showed up quite a bit.
But for this podcast, it's only anytime there's a crazy DM, it's from a man.
Would anybody else like to read the rap, or should I?
No, you should read it because
Okay.
you've read it
I feel like
before.
you pasted out in your mind. Right?
Yeah.
I truly haven't read every word because the whole thing is just so odd.
I'm ready.
So, safe in the safe, we stack the cake. We rack then bake. Crack cooked up late. For that itch you scratch, left unmixed mismatched. Mistook for a bitch then slapped. Oh, you thought you were done. Take a lap. Call your moms, in fact. I'ma have to meet her in between class. Stick my ruler between the cracks. Motorboat them tits till they flat. Rowing in the open ocean. Wetness they produce in sin. No contraceptive, but I ain't father, no kid. Hit it raw every time. No lie, I just did. Wait. Where? Hold on.
Don't lose it. Don't
Hit
lose
it raw every time. No lie.
time
I
is
just did. Rug burn from my knees to my hips to my chin. Sucking, licking, laughing, orgasm. Maybe 10. Or however many hoes I call just friends. Just playing, baby. It's you and me till the end.
Are you
Next message. I hope your
you want a
baby
beat?
comes on July 9th. That's my birthday. I share
Do
with
you
my...
want a beat for this?
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on.
Put a beat and you can do that all over. But also, I'd say about maybe 3 of those sentences rhymed.
Also,
The
that's-
rest of it was just.
Also, that's my birthday.
Hang on 1 second. I hope your baby comes on July 9th. That's my birthday I share with my oldest brother who passed away when my grandpa shot him and himself in 2014.
Oh my God.
That's him, LOL, in a picture he provided, next to me when I was 130 pounds heavier and no beard.
Like,
And that's how you wanna be.
that's brutal.
That
Yeah.
guy.
so rarely speechless? That is wild.
I don't.
Wild. Never
Was
spoken
it like
to
a
that
diss
guy.
track or he's a fan? He's a fan.
My favorite part is when he wrote, my grandpa shot my brother, LOL.
Yeah.
He needed to put the
The
LOL.
LOL
in there,
is
you know?
to, yeah, it's to kind
Well,
of
just to know
Light
that,
the
that
mood.
we know he finds it funny. So
Yeah.
as long as he finds it funny.
Well, you
Also,
like
July
the
9th is a murder birthday. So it's my birthday. It's OJ's birthday.
Oh my
Stephen
God.
Avery for making a murder. Jodi Arias.
No way.
Yeah.
Is
it's
that
a bunch
true?
of murders. Yeah.
Whoa, that's like that Jim Carrey movie. What was that? The fucking the number 23 or
Three.
something, where everything was like, related to that. That's crazy. Who have
Yeah.
you murdered?
Just a game. Just a game. I was like, God damn it.
Oh, I thought it was people while you were DUIing.
Yeah. Okay.
No, they never found those people. Those speed bumps on the highway.
drink and drive.
I only murder people when I text and drive. Like that's when you get too
Do
distracted.
you feel like you're really good at texting and driving?
No, I don't. I do not.
She doesn't even like it when I do it. I'm a good driver.
I'm a great drunk driver. Well, allegedly. Like I have never got an accident. That's how you know you're a pro.
Wait, didn't you say you hit a car?
Sure
and
did.
You forgot?
Yeah, but nobody caught her.
Oh, that was not. Yeah. And then I turned it around on the cop. I crushed it.
Crushed it like the car. Yeah. So,
The thing about that story is what I was like went full like investigative on that story. I realized that the person in Clemson, you would park behind like the churches. There's a bunch of churches and it's the South, We parked behind this church, whatever. I asked the cop, I said, where was this car when they gave you the police report? Or I saw the police report. They made the call from like an apartment complex across town. And I was like, they were drunk too. They drove home from the church and didn't even realize their car was wrecked until they got home. Cause like then the case was closed.
Wow.
Like, because I was like, oh, the police report says this is at Foy Creek. That's an apartment complex. And I was like, I thought you said the accident happened behind the church. And the cop was like, what the fuck? And I was like, bye.
oh my God, you just turned into Monk. You
It
just
was crazy.
Investigate white women.
all you did. That was all you got from reading the report.
I just realized that like you were saying that this happened
Right.
behind this place,
Yeah.
and the police report is a different location, so you can't prove anything.
I mean,
Oh
putting
my
that together
God.
is like Tom Brady reading a defense.
No, you can't lie to her. She's like a sniper. It's exhausting.
I
It's her
miss my
worst quality.
calling. I wish
It's exhausting. How often do you lie to her? It's taken a lot out of me.
Every day I try to get one over on her. Just for some reason, she picks up on it.
Yeah.
Great. I can't lie to her about anything.
Like, the
it's
day
one
that
of her worst qualities. It's terrible.
I should have been a PI. Like I can know, like when they were doing when I listened to Serial, I was like, ugh, get it together. Like, are you not understanding these timestamps?
But wait, what do you think about Making a Murder, though? You think Stephen Avery
I
did
didn't
it?
watch it. I'm sorry.
Ah, see, because
know,
I
I'm
figured
sorry.
you would. I want
Oh,
your
it's
like.
so. Ashley
I know.
doesn't love like murder stuff as much as I
do, but
I am like
that was one of the.
obsessed.
Everybody told me what happened.
I don't think he did it. No, the first murder he definitely didn't do. Right?
No, yeah, he got off. That was
He definitely. So then he got out.
I think
Right?
the slow guy acted alone.
You do. I
Do you
mean,
think Brendan Dassey? If Brendan Dassey was like he was just like
I've
he's
also
getting
never seen
released.
it.
Oh yeah.
I just knew
Oh,
he was
I mean,
in
it just seems weird that this like sort of like subtle guy would like go into prison and come out and be this like violent, rage-filled rapist murderer.
yeah.
But like, I've not even seen it. So
I've seen. I mean, we'll talk off it.
All
It
right,
is.
we'll talk about it when
it's
you guys
very
aren't here.
Should I still do it? Is it still worth doing?
murder
I'll do
people.
it.
What?
Just
I mean,
for the documentary
I
alone.
have to live up
it's-
to my birthday.
Yeah. Hello.
my
Watch
birthright.
Making a Murder.
Oh yeah, the
recommend
second
it, right?
season really. The second season could have been like 2 episodes. You know what I mean? But
Oh, there's
the
a second season.
That's your last plug?
What was the Netflix one? It was like a mock. It was like a mockumentary about a murder. It was
Oh,
supposed
yeah,
to-
the dick thing, right?
Yes, where you
Yeah.
do the dicks
Yes.
all over. Now that is worth watching.
I know. I
What's that
remember
called?
hearing about that.
American something.
Yes.
American
Criminal?
Vandal.
American
Yes.
Vandal. Very
Wow,
funny.
where did that pull from? I haven't even seen it. How did I know that?
Isn't it crazy when that happens when you're like, I'm so good at this?
Yeah, and I don't even at what? What is that? Just
Patchwork in your brain, picking up different things.
yeah, it's just that's how good advertising's been
Yeah.
working on us. That I
Scanning
just
Netflix.
fucking-
He doesn't
Right.
even watch TV. He just scans Netflix.
I watched Limitless recently, and
I like that movie.
I really like that movie
Underrated.
too. Also makes me want to take so much Adderall, my
Tons of
chest
drugs.
explodes.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, oh, I know
100%.
that feeling,
Right.
being able to piece together distant memories and clippings of newspapers that you read 17 years ago, and you're
When
like,
it starts
that's right,
flying
I
around
know
his
everything.
head, I'm like, I want to do that.
Is he on Adderall? Or is he just...
I mean, it basically is
It's like-
Adderall, the
yeah.
anti-impossible pill movie.
Yeah, he's just no matter what he does, right? He just gets
I mean,
smarter.
do not throw your arm up like that with that haircut.
What? Get out of here.
It's okay, because I'm a Jew. It's fine.
That's all. Make your arms goodbye.